أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. رسلا مبشرين ومنذرين لئلا يكون للناس على الله حجة بعد الرسل وكان الله عزيزا حكيما. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد الفاتح لما أغلق والخاتم لما سبق ناصر الحق بالحق والهادي إلى صراطك المستقيم وعلى آله حق قدره ومقداره العظيم. سبحان ربك رب العزة أما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين. My brothers and sisters in Islam, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Today we are on 27th of April 2020, which is equivalent to 4th of Ramadan, 1441, the Hijrah of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, in a continuation of our Quranic studies during this Ramadan. We have stopped yesterday in Surat and Nisa'i, verse 164, and now we are going to start from verse 165, inshallah. Allah is still talking to the Bani Israel, the children of Israel, and those who are tagged in the Holy Quran as Ahlul Kitab. And he's talking to them about sending the prophets, because they were denying the fact that Prophet Muhammad was sent by Allah. So Allah was telling them about sending the prophet and the way it works, and who is Prophet Muhammad from among all the prophets sent, as we have seen in the verses that we have recited yesterday. And today we continue from Rusula Mubashirina. Those apostles that we have seen, they are here to give glad tidings and good news to people, and to warn them, the whole idea, the whole philosophy behind sending the prophets, so that people would not have any evidence against Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the day of judgment, when he asked them, why didn't you worship me? Why didn't you establish that relationship with me? Why did you decide to live in this world, maintaining your independence from God? Allah would tell them that I sent prophets, I sent apostles to come and warn you against going astray, and I sent them to come and give you glad tidings, to give you good news about following me. Why did you decide not to do that? So at that time, no one is going to have any evidence that he can be able to rely on, that, oh Allah, we don't know you, or we don't know about you, or we didn't hear anything about you. You have seen my prophet, you have seen my apostles. Why didn't you follow them? And they came to you with all sort of evidences, including the books that they came with, including telling you things that kind of information you have no access to without the prophets. Why did you do that? So at that time, they wouldn't have anything to tell Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. لكن الله يشهد بما أنزل إليك أنزله بعلمه والملائكة يشهدون وكفى بالله شهيدا. لكن الله يشهد بما أنزل إليك أنزله بعلمه. Regardless of whether the non-believers believe that you are a prophet or not, Allah is enough for you as a witness. He is the witness that He has actually sent you. And He did not just send you, but He sent you with knowledge. He's full of knowledge about what He was doing when He sent you. He knew precisely the kind of message He was giving you, and the kind of message He wants you to convey to the people, and the people He wants you to convey that message to. وَالْمَلَائِكَةُ يَشْهَدُونَ. Apart from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, even the angels are also witnesses about this process of sending you to people as their prophet and as the apostle of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَكَفَى بِاللَّهِ شَهِيدًا. Is there anyone that can be a witness better than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When you have Allah as your witness, what else are you looking for? Nothing. No one can come and stand as a witness when Allah is standing for you as your witness. Actually, when the verses before this, those who were saying, Inna awhayna ilayka kama awhayna ila Nuhin wal nabiyyina min ba'dih, till the end of the verses, when that verse was revealed and Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam recited the verse to them, so that he will remind them that, look, this thing I'm claiming, the prophethood I'm claiming, the apostleship that I'm claiming, I'm not the first person to claim it. People before me claimed it. And those people were actually your great-grandparents, most of them from Bani Israel. They claim the same thing. So examine this thing that I'm bringing to you and see if it is any different from those things that you read in your books. And at that point, they actually had nothing to say anymore. They were like pushed to the wall. They didn't know what to say. Then they deny everything. They said, oh, look, as far as we are concerned, we are not here as a representative of the prophets. And those people you claim that they were prophets, including Musa, which was the prophet of the Jewish people, and Isa, which was the prophet of the Christian, also another branch of the Jewish people. They say, we don't know them. We don't know that they were sent by God. We don't know anything. We don't know what you're talking about. And because of that, Allah revealed another verse saying, وَمَا قَدَرُ اللَّهَ حَقَّ قَدْرِهِ إِذْ قَالُوا مَا أَنزَلَ اللَّهُ عَلَى بَشَرٍ مِّن شَيْءٍ قُلْ مَنْ أَنزَلَ الْكِتَابَ الَّذِي جَاءَ بِهِ مُوسَى تَجْعَلُونَهُ قَرَاطِيسَ تُبْدُونَهَا وَتُخْفُونَ كَثِيرًا مِنْهَا وَعَلَّمْتُم مَّا لَمْ تَعْلَمُوا أَنتُمْ وَلَا آبَاؤُكُمْ قُلِ اللَّهُ ثُمَّ ذَرْهُمْ فِي خَوْضِهِمْ يَلْعَبُونَ. O Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, tell them that they really don't have respect for Allah. For them to really look at your eyes and tell you that Allah did not send any prophets, they are doing this because they don't have respect for God. Ask them, Man anzala al-kitab alladhi ja'a bihi Musa, the book brought to them by Moses. Who revealed that book to him? The same book that they were covering and not letting people see the information therein. Who sent that book down to them? And who taught you that thing that you didn't know before? If they didn't answer, you tell them, Qulillah, it's Allah that did that. And the same Allah that revealed to you the book that you are reciting to them is the same Allah that revealed to Musa. Because they are so fond of entertaining themselves, let them keep entertaining themselves, right? But that entertainment they are giving to themselves will come to an end abruptly when the day of judgment comes, right? So Allah, because of this, Allah is trying to keep the heart of his beloved prophet so firm. He told him that, look, you don't need their witness. You don't need them to attest to the fact that you are actually a prophet and that you came with the same kind of message that Moses came with, and that the book that you are reciting to them has a lot of information that are similar to the books in their hands. You don't need those attestations from them. All you need is for Allah to attest on your behalf, and Allah has already given us his attestation, and he has done that full of knowledge, and you have the angels backing you in your team. And that is really enough. You don't need any more things beyond this. إن الذين كفروا وصدوا عن سبيل الله قد ضلوا ضلالا بعيدا إن الذين كفروا وظلموا لم يكن الله ليغفر لهم ولا ليهديهم طريقا إلا طريق جهنم خالدين فيها أبدا وكان ذلك على الله يسيرا. O Prophet, Allah is still talking to him, saying that, look, those who disbelieve in you or any other prophet, وَصَدُّوا عَنْ سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ, and beyond that, even become a shield against the way of Allah, trying to block people from following the truth. قَدْ ضَلُّوا ضَلَالًا بَعِيدًا. Those are the ones who have gone very far away from the right path. They have gone astray, and they have gone really very far away. They are not even clues. They are not any clues to the right path. They have gone too far away. وَصَدُّوا عَنْ سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ قَدْ ضَلُّوا ضَلَالًا بَعِيدًا إِنَّ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا, those who disbelieve, وَظَلَمُوا, and on top of disbelieving, they perpetrate evil in the land, right? Not just disbelieving, but after disbelieving, they block the way of Allah. They don't even want other people to believe, because the normal attitude of Ahlul Kitab is those who disbelieve from among them, not all of them, of course. The normal attitude is what Allah described as وَدُّوا لَوْ تَكْفُرُونَ كَمَا كَفَرُوا فَتَكُونُونَ سَوَاءً. They want you to become just like them, and that is the reason they are blocking the way of Allah. They don't want anyone to follow the way of Allah. They don't want anyone to follow Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam or any other prophets for that matter. Are they not the ones who made attempts to murder Isa alayhi salam when he was actually telling them the truth and telling them about the things that they were hiding in their books? So Prophet Muhammad was not the first person that they meted that kind of treatment to. In fact, they went to the extent of even killing some prophets, many of them for that matter, long before Allah sent Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Those who disbelieve in Allah and then on top of that perpetrated evil on the land, Allah would never forgive them. And He would never guide them. Two things here: Allah would never forgive them, that is hereafter, and He would never guide them to the right path in this world. And actually, it is not in the nature of Allah to misguide someone and to keep pushing the person away from hidayah, from the guidance. But why is this meted on them? It's because of their attitude, right? Allah guides that one who strives and struggles seriously looking for the path of Allah. But those who deliberately decided that they don't want to believe in Allah and deliberately decided that they even want to block people from, right? These ones are actually waging war against Allah. The issue is not the issue of guidance, it's the issue of fighting them, because they are fighting Allah, right? So they are fighting them, they are fighting Him, and the way in which He would fight them is to say that, okay, I'm not going to guide you, you are not going to benefit from the bounty of my guidance. The guidance belongs to me. Wallahu yahdi man yasha'u ila siratil mustaqim. He is the one who guides whomever He wills to the right path. So you are not going to benefit from that bounty. And that is the way in which Allah is fighting them. And if you did not benefit from it, which means you are going to persist and you are going to insist on this belief till you die, and the punishment for someone who died not believing in God, he would never receive forgiveness from Allah. They would never receive forgiveness from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that would be a terrible thing. If Allah didn't forgive you, if God didn't forgive you, and you die without the forgiveness of Him, that's a terrible thing, because you know that your end is going to be a lot of torment and punishment by Him that shield us from His punishment. إلا طريق جهنم خالدين فيها أبدا وكان ذلك على الله يسيرا. When Allah said He's not going to give them His guidance, He said except for one guidance, which is sarcasm that Allah is doing to them, just the way they were doing the same thing to His Prophet when they say وَقَوْلِهِمْ إِنَّا قَتَلْنَا الْمَسِيحَ عِيسَى بْنَ مَرْيَمَ رَسُولَ اللَّهِ. When they say that we are the ones who killed Jesus, the son of Mary, and the apostle of God, they were doing the same sarcasm that He is the son of Mary, meaning that He doesn't have a father. He was born out of a wedlock, right? Sarcasm. And then saying Rasulullah, it's not because they have believed that He's actually a prophet of Allah, but because they are trying to say that this is what He's claiming when actually He is not. Because if He is, we wouldn't have been able to kill Him and crucify Him, right? So Allah is doing the same to them. He's saying, Illa tariqa jahannam. The only path that I will guide them is the path of the fire of hell. خالدين فيها أبدا, and I will let them go there and remain there till eternity. وكان ذلك على الله يسيرا. And do you think that is difficult for Allah to do? That is really not difficult for Allah to do. It just depends on you, right? Allah is not in His nature to punish people, but when you insist, the Prophet ﷺ used to say, كلكم تدخلون الجنة إلا من أبى. All of you would to be admitted into paradise except the one who insisted that he didn't want to. And the Sahaba asked him, who would say that he didn't want to? He said, those who refuse the message of Allah that he sent me with, right? So Allah really wants to guide everyone who wants to be guided. But if you insist that you don't want his guidance, then he lets you go. And then you meet him on the day of judgment. يا أيها الناس قد جاءكم الرسول بالحق من ربكم فآمنوا خيرا لكم فإن تكفروا فإن لله ما في السماوات والأرض وكان الله عليما حكيما. يا أيها الناس, O you mankind, جاءكم الرسول بالحق. A messenger of God came to you with the truth. من ربكم, from your Lord. فآمنوا خيرا لكم. Come and believe in him, and that is better for you. وإن تكفروا فإن لله ما في السماوات والأرض. But if you decided to disbelieve in him, don't worry. He owns everything in the space. He owns everything within the earth. كان الله عليما حكيما. Allah is full of knowledge and full of wisdom. That is to say that he really does not need you. You are the one who need to believe in him. You need God. God does not need you. Why? That is why he's not calling people. He's not calling the believers. He's not calling the Muslims. He's not calling the Christians or the Jews or any category of people. He's calling mankind in total. Everyone from mankind. That prophet came over to you, and he is telling you to come and embrace the truth that he brought from your Lord, not even his Lord, your Lord, because it's our Lord, all of us. فَآمِنُوا خَيْرًا لَكُمْ. Come and believe in him, and that is definitely better for you. But if you decided not to, فَإِنَّ لِلَّهِ مَا فِي السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ. You should know that whatever it's in the space, whatever it's in the heavens, whatever it's in the earth, belongs to him, and all the creatures in there don't disbelieve in him. The only creature that actually from time to time decide to disobey Allah is mankind and jinn. They are the only two categories, but all other ones, they submit to Allah in the entirety of their life. They submit to him completely. Just the way a typical woman would say, قُلْ إِنَّ صَلَاتِي وَنُسُكِي وَمَحْيَايَ وَمَمَاتِي لِلَّهِ رَبِّ الْعَالَمِينَ لَا شَرِيكَ لَهُ وَبِذَلِكَ أُمِرْتُ. That my prayers, my devotions, my life, my death, my everything belongs to Allah. Right? La sharika lah, and I associate no partner with him. Right? And that is what all human beings should do. But unfortunately, some of us decided that they don't need God, and they are doing that definitely at their own detriment. يا أهل الكتاب لا تغلوا في دينكم ولا تقولوا على الله إلا الحق إنما المسيح عيسى ابن مريم رسول الله وكلمته ألقاها إلى مريم وروح منه فآمنوا بالله ورسله ولا تقولوا ثلاثة انتهوا خيرا لكم إنما الله إله واحد سبحانه أن يكون له ولد له ما في السماوات وما في الأرض وكفى بالله وكيلا. يا أهل الكتاب, O you the people of book, لا تغلوا في دينكم. Do not go overboard in your religion, in the way you conceive your religion. Do not go saying things that you are not asked by God to say. وَلَا تَقُولُوا عَلَى اللَّهِ إِلَّا الْحَقِّ. Stop saying things that you know deep down your heart that is not truth about God. Stop saying those things. And these are things that you know that they are not true, and you keep saying them. إِنَّمَا الْمَسِيحُ عِيسَى ابْنُ مَرْيَمَ رَسُولُ اللَّهِ. Jesus the Messiah, the son of Mary, is but a messenger of God. And he is his word, and he put that word into the womb of his mother, Mary, and his spirit, and then Jesus became Jesus. I mean, God has the power to do whatever he wants. That is why when we get confused about the possibility of Jesus being born miraculously without any sexual relationship between his mother and any other man, then Allah has given us example. He said, look, that is exactly the way I have created Adam. إن مثل عيسى عند الله كمثل آدم خلقه من تراب ثم قال له كن فيكون. That is exactly the way I've created Adam. I've created him without a mom and a dad. خلقه من تراب. He created him from clay. ثم قال له كن فيكون. You just say be, and lo and behold, here is Adam. The same thing, the same format Allah used to create Isa alayhi salam, right? And you shouldn't be confused by that to the extent of either saying that he is born in the outside of the wedlock like the Jewish people say, or to the other extreme and saying that he must be God, because if he is not God, there's no way he would be born this way. No, don't do that. Try to strike a balance. This is not about Jesus. This is not about Adam. It's about the all-powerful God that is doing all these things. He created people through the normal way that we know, and that is because that is the way he wants to do it. And if he decides he wants to do it any different way, he would do it differently. He created Adam the same way, he created Isa the same way, and he could do whatever it is that he wants, whether that is in relation to the law of nature, or if it is absolutely different from the law of nature that we know, right? وكلمة ألقاها إلى مريم وروح منه فآمنوا بالله ورسله. Therefore, believe in God and believe in all his messengers. Do not select some and believe in them and relegate others and say, no, you don't want to believe in them. ولا تقولوا ثلاثة. And stop proclaiming Trinity, because you know that it's not correct. There's no way God can be three. There's no way God can be three. God is only one. Intahu khayran lakum. Stop that, and stopping that is really good for you. I mean, it's even good for your mental health, not to even talk about the spiritual health, your mental health, because you know that you're believing in something that is difficult to explain, something that is troubling you deep down your heart, but you don't want to have a conversation about it because you know this is not explainable. You don't want to talk about it. This is not explainable. You would say that you just have to believe in it. I want to understand, why should I believe in this? No, you have to get anointing for you to understand this. But what if I'm not anointed and I want to understand, I really want to understand? No, you can't understand this. I mean, this is not making sense. It's not good for you, even for your mental health, not to even talk about the spiritual health, right? إِنَّمَا اللَّهُ إِلَهٌ وَاحِدٌ. God is one and only one, subhanah. Glorified is his name. And yakuna lahu walad. It's impossible for him to have a begotten son. Lahu ma fi samawati wa ma fil ard. All things in between heavens and earth belongs to him. وَكَفَى بِاللَّهِ وَكِيلًا. And he doesn't need anyone to bear him witness about this. This is the way it is, and God does not need. So the fact that you said, but man, this vast space and the system we are within, the Milky Way, and then you talk about the galaxy, and then you talk about other galaxies, then you talk about the vastness, the limitless vastness of the space and everything in between. And you talk about God owning all of that, and he still cares about us, we, the residents of this tiny, negligible a part of the universe. Because if you compare our universe, you can compare our Earth with other planets with other bodies in the planet, in the space, then our own is really very small and negligible, right? And it's unimaginable that God still care about us and still want to send us prophet and still want us to do this and that. Those who believe that God doesn't exist, these are part of the reasons they are bringing that. No way, just this crazy idea of centrality of human being within the universe. That is the whole thing that brought about this issue of God and religion, and people believing that there's God somewhere, even thinking about them and even sending them prophets. When actually, when they look at the universe as a whole, they will realize that they are not actually the center of the whole thing, and they are not who they think they are. There's, even if God is there, there's no way that God would even remember to send them prophets and all of that, because of the vastness of the universe and all of that. God said that is not the case. You are wrong. And God doesn't need anyone to come and bear him witness about the fact that you are wrong. He created everything. Everything belongs to him, and this is the way he wants it. And he owes no one explanation. وَكَفَى بِاللَّهِ وَكِيلًا. He owes no one explanation about anything. لن يستنكف المسيح أن يكون عبدا لله ولا الملائكة المقربون ومن يستنكف عن عبادته ويستكبر فسيحشرهم إليه جميعا. Look, Allah is talking to Ahlul Kitab still. He said, look, Jesus, the Messiah that you're talking about, saying that he is one of the three bodies within the body of God, and he is a son of God, and he came to save the humanity by sacrificing his blood and all of that. You are the one thinking about him in that light. He doesn't see himself that way. لن يستنكف المسيح أن يكون عبدا لله. As far as Jesus is concerned, it would never bother him that he is a servant and slave to God. It never bothers him. It's none of his problems. It is your problem that you think he's too big for that. But Jesus is never too proud to be a servant of God. In fact, not even Jesus, not even the angels, including the Holy Spirit that you think is the link between the Son and the Father and all of that. Even him, he's not too proud to be the servant of God. It's not their problem. The way you look at them is not the way they see themselves. They see themselves as simply as any other servants of God. Not even any other angel. Malaikatul Muqarrabun, the angel that are closest to God, they still see themselves as servants of God. They don't see themselves as what? They don't see themselves as any other thing apart from being servant of God. Right. This verse led some scholars to talk about the afdaliyya, who is better between angel and human being. Is human being better than angel, or angels better than human beings? And we know that the majority Islamic scholars say that actually human beings are better in the sight of Allah than angels, and that is the reason when Allah created Adam, he said to them, we tell them that you go and bow to Adam in respect, give him respect, because he is really in charge here, not you. But this verse that is saying, لن يستنكف المسيح أن يكون عبدا لله وللملائكة المقربون. It won't bother Jesus. The fact that Jesus is a servant of Allah doesn't bother him, not even the angels that are closest to God. This gives the impression that angels are better than him, but that is not actually the case. The explanation given about that is the fact that Allah is talking about them not from the perspective of who is better than whom, but who physically would have seen it easier to rebel against God, to revolt against God and rebel and say that, okay, because of the way I'm built, I can see that I'm no longer servant of God and nothing will happen. Angels are much bigger in terms of build, and their physical abilities is uncomparable with that of human being. That is the perspective from which Allah is talking about them. That's the reason he said, لن يستنكف المسيح أن يكون عبدا لله وللملائكة المقربون. Not even the angels, they would not be too proud to be the servant of God. ومن يستنكف عن عبادته ويستكبر فسيحشرهم إليه جميعا. But in case there are some who would want to do that, just like the Satan did, he felt he was too proud to bow in respect of Adam, and therefore, by extension, being arrogant towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah said, whoever does that, فَسَيَحْشُرُهُمْ إِلَيْهِ جَمِيعًا. On the day of judgment, he would bring all of them back to him. All of them, everyone will come and gather in front of him. And at that time, in the judgment will come. فأما الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات فيوفيهم أجورهم ويزيدهم من فضله وأما الذين استنكفوا واستكبروا فيعذبهم عذابا أليما ولا يجدون لهم من دون الله وليا ولا نصيرا. أما الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات, but those who believe in him وعملوا الصالحات did good deeds, فيوفيهم أجورهم, he is going to give them rewards in full, ويزيدهم من فضله, and he is going to even give them additional reward beyond what they deserve. من فضله, and he's going to do that from his own fadl. He has what he has in abundance, the abundance that he has, he's going to take from there and give them without even counting. أما الذين استنكفوا واستكبروا فيعذبهم عذابا أليما. But those who feel too proud to be the servant of God, فيعذبهم عذابا أليما, they are going to receive torment from him. ولا يجدون لهم من دون الله وليا ولا نصيرا. And in that place, they are not going to get anyone who is going to be their godfather or their savior. No godfather, no savior in that place, because Allah is the time when Allah will say, لِمَنِ الْمُلْكُ الْيَوْمِ لِلَّهِ الْوَاحِدِ الْقَهَّارِ. All the kings of the world, all the presidents, all the ministers, all the people of authority, لِمَنِ الْمُلْكُ الْيَوْمِ. The authority belongs to who today? Who is of authority today? Everyone will keep quiet. And Allah would answer himself, لِلَّهِ الْوَاحِدِ الْقَهَّارِ. All authorities today belongs to Allah and belongs to him alone. No any other person is his partner today. يا أيها الناس قد جاءكم برهان من ربكم وأنزلنا إليكم نورا مبينا فأما الذين آمنوا بالله واعتصموا به فسيدخلهم في رحمة منه وفضل ويهديهم إليه صراطا مستقيما. يا أيها الناس قد جاءكم برهان من ربكم. O you mankind, قد جاءكم برهان من ربكم. Allah is further calling us, telling us that this is an evidence coming to you from Lord. And there's light coming together with that evidence. That evidence are the books given to all the prophets, starting from Adam till Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The books that they came with is what is referred to here as evidence. You're looking for evidence to believe in God, read the book. And you're looking for light that will guide for you the path, then look at the prophets. The prophets are the light, right? And in our case, Quran is the Burhan, and Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is the Nur, is the light that will guide the path so that we'll follow it and be guided. قَدْ جَاءَكُمْ بُرْهَانٌ مِّن رَبِّكُمْ وَأَنزَلْنَا إِلَيْكُمْ نُورًا مُبِينًا. And we have revealed to you, we have brought to you a nur, a light that will guide you, that would illuminate your way. فَأَمَّا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَاعْتَصَمُوا بِاللَّهِ. Those from amongst you who believe in God, وَاعْتَصَمُوا بِاللَّهِ, and they stood fast to him, فَسَيَدْخِلُهُمْ فِي رَحْمَتِهِ. They are the ones who are going to end up in his mercy. رَحْمَةٍ مِّنْهُ وَفَضْلٍ. They are going to end up in his mercy, and they are going to end up in his abundance, right? Allah has in abundance that if he decides to share to everyone, everyone will get to the mercy of Allah. رحمتي وسعت غضبي فسأكتبها للذين يتقون. Right? He said, my mercy has overwhelmed my anger. Only those who insist to be punished will be punished. If you don't insist, Allah is more willing to temper justice with mercy than imaginable by human being. وسيدخلهم في رحمة منه وفضل ويهديهم إليه صراطا مستقيما, and he is also going to guide them to himself, صراطا مستقيما, to the right path to himself سبحانه وتعالى. يستفتونك قل الله يفتيكم في الكلالة إن امرؤ هلك ليس له ولد وله أخت فلها نصف ما ترك وهو يرثها إن لم يكن لها ولد فإن كانت اثنتين فلهما الثلثان مما ترك وإن كانوا إخوة رجالا ونساء فللذكر مثل هذه الأنثيين يبين الله لكم أن تضلوا والله بكل شيء عليم. يستفتونك قل الله يفتيكم في الكلالة. O Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, they are asking you about fatwa. Tell them that Allah is going to give you fatwa about kalala. What is kalala? Kalala is someone who died and did not leave any parents alive, no children alive. Umar ibn al-Khattab radiallahu anhu used to say that. I asked Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam about this kalala several times until at the end, and this verse was revealed to him and he taught us the verse. Someone who died and he has no child and he has no parents. But because in the verse only child was mentioned, the issue of parent did not come up. So even during the time of Abu Bakr and Siddiq radiallahu anhu, there was confusion about the meaning of the word kalala until Sayyidina Abu Bakr gathered some Sahaba and asked them, is there anyone from among you who has a hadith from the Prophet about the meaning of kalala? Then one of them said, yes, I know. And I heard the Prophet saying that al-kalalatu man la walada lahu wa la walid. Al-kalala is the person who died without living parents or children behind him. He is kalala. And then all the Sahaba said, yes, we are witness, we were there when the Prophet said that. And then the hukum became al-kalala is someone who died without leaving any progeny or any parents alive. If someone dies and he left behind him no son, and the word walad here can be used to mean a son or a daughter, because all it means is progeny. That is what the word walad means. In fact, it can even sometimes be used to mean plural, not just singular. وَلَهُ أُخْتٌ فَلَهَا نِصْفُ مَا تَرَكَ. But he happens to have left his sister alive. The sister is going to inherit half of what he left. Whatever he left, half of it goes to his sister. And the same thing happens if she dies. وَهُوَ يَرِثُهَا إِن لَمْ يَكُنْ لَهَا وَلَدٍ. The same thing happens if she dies, that is, his sister dies and left him alive, and she has no progeny, neither does she have parents. He is also going to inherit half of what she left. فَإِن كَانَتْ اثْنَتَيْنِ فَلَهُمَا الثُّلُثَانِ مِمَّا تَرَكَ. But assuming it is not only one sister that he left alive, he left two sisters alive, what is going to happen? The two of them are going to inherit 2/3 of whatever he left. مِمَّا تَرَكَ. وَإِن كَانُوا إِخْوَةً رِجَالًا وَنِسَاءً. But if they are brothers and sisters that he left alive and no parents alive, no children alive, فَلِلذَّكَرِ مِثْلُ هَذِّ الْأُنْثَيَيْنِ. In that case, they are going to inherit just the way children would inherit from their parent. لِلذَّكَرِ مِثْلُ هَذِّ الْأُنْثَيَيْنِ. A male brother would inherit double what a female sister would inherit from him. يُبَيِّنُ اللَّهُ لَكُمْ أَن تَضِلُّوا. This is an explanation coming to you directly from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala so that you will not go astray. وَاللَّهُ بِكُلِّ شَيْءٍ عَلِيمٌ. Allah is full of knowledge. There is nothing that will come to your mind that Allah does not know about it. So if you're seeking for knowledge, you go to Allah and you get the knowledge that you're seeking for. And that brings us to the end of the chapter, Surat Nisa, which is named after women. And this, as we've mentioned in the beginning of the surah, this this surah was revealed to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam after he had a conversation with his wife Salama, when she said that, "O Prophet, men are being mentioned in the Holy Quran in several places, but we don't hear our name being mentioned in the Holy Quran." Unknown to her, there is a whole chapter in the name of a woman, and then that chapter was revealed to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and it was named An-Nisa. And most of the things discussed in the chapter are actually talking about women. Right, so that brings us to the end of the surah, and inshallah, tomorrow we are going to start from a new chapter in the Holy Quran. اللهم اهدنا فيمن هديت وتولنا فيمن توليت وبارك لنا فيما أعطيت وقنا واصرف عنا برحمتك شر ما قضيت إنك تقضي بالحق ولا يبدى عليك إنه لا يعز من عاديت ولا يذل من واليت تبارك ربنا وتعاليت اللهم اغفر لنا من خشيتك ما تهول به بيننا وبين معاصيك ومن اليقين ما تهون به علينا مصائب الدنيا ومتئنا اللهم بأسمائنا وأبصارنا وقواتنا أبدا ما أحييتنا واجعله الوارث منا واجعل ثأرنا على من ظلمنا وانصرنا على من عادانا لا تجعل الدنيا أكبر همنا ولا مبلغ علمنا ولا إلى النار مصيرنا ولا تسلط علينا بذنوبنا من لا يخافك فينا ولا يرحمنا رب العالمين اللهم ربنا زكي نفوسنا وآتها تقواها أنت خير من زكاها أنت وليها مولاها اللهم ربنا زكي نفوسنا وآتها تقواها أنت خير من زكاها أنت وليها مولاها اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد الفاتح لما أغلق والخاتم لما سبق ناصر الحق بالحق والهادي إلى صراطك المستقيم وعلى آله حق قدره ومقداره العظيم سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين. السلام.